And I just walked up to her and said, hey, how you doing? What's your name? I'm not coming up to her like, hey, I think you're really cute. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not nervous. I'm confident when I'm coming up. That's the main thing. I'm confident when I'm coming up. I make it normal. It's normal because I say it's normal. It's normal for me to have this conversation. Nothing's weird about it. I'm just, what's up? How you doing? Like, I'm interested. I see you all the time. I want to get to know you. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marvel of a Matter back with another video. And today what I'm going to talk about is how to create conversation with women, right? So it is of the utmost importance that you are actually able to start a conversation with a woman. Now, women do approach. Y'all know this. I talk about this. They definitely do approach. They definitely do start conversations. They'll come up to you and just let you know you look good. Like, these things do happen. So if you're a handsome guy, this is something that will happen to you. And in my own life, that has happened to me. Now, it's not always the girls that I necessarily wanted, right? Some of those girls did, right? So I had some girls who I thought was really attractive and they did approach me. And then there's some that I'm like, no, thank you, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like, both of those situations happen. But there have been plenty of attractive women who have not come up, right? And in times where I didn't really know how to create conversation, I was just kind of powerless, just waiting around, not really knowing what to do. When I was very young, I just kind of didn't know what to say to them. So I was like, I don't know, like, what words do I say? How do I talk to them? How do I start the conversation? So I would just miss out on those. And then I started just being like, you know what, I'm gonna just be direct and be like, hey, this is what I come up and be like, hey, I think you look good. Like, let's see what's happening. But that doesn't work that often, to be honest with you. That doesn't work. Like, it will work. I've had success with that. I'll tell a story about that in this video, but it doesn't really work that often. Like, you're gonna get no's most of the time. But creating conversation can always lead to something. Create an interaction. It doesn't have to happen right then and there, but you need to create a conversation. If you're in the gym with a girl, be able to create a conversation so you can create a relationship with this girl, and then it can lead to something if that's what you wanted to do. Be able to create a conversation when you're out with a girl and just see, okay, I think she looks good. I want to talk to her. Let me go talk to her, right? And see what happens. You need, it gives you power, right? Like, I don't cold approach. I don't really do that often anymore because, like I said, it doesn't often lead to anything. You kind of just get the number and then that's it. But you still need to be able to do it in the situations where the girl is very attractive. You're like, I don't want to miss out on this one. I want to just go talk to her and see what happens, right? You in order to give yourself some autonomy, some control, you need to be able to create conversation. You don't have to be thirsty, right? You don't want to be thirsty, but you need to be able to engage in conversation. It's going to help you with your confidence. If you're able to talk to anybody, that's going to give you confidence, right? You're not going to be at the mercy of whether she is a confident girl or not. It's going to give you the power to go up and talk, right? You want to wait for signs. That's still my thing. Wait for signs. But then in the moments where you get the signs, now you can actually do something about the signs. Because just seeing the signs is cool. It helps the ego, you know what I'm saying? It's a nice feeling. But if you can't turn it around and do anything with it, right, then it doesn't matter. And most girls are not going to come up and be like, you know, let it all out. Not without you having a conversation first. You know what I'm saying? Once you have a conversation, y'all develop a little bit of a relationship, then she might be the one to, like, you know, make the move, bring it to that next level and pursue you, right? She might do that. But if you're just a complete stranger, never talked to her before, she's probably not just going to come up out of nowhere and be like, hey, look, I want you. You know what I'm saying? So how do you create conversation? I've told this story, I think, before. Very simple. I like to use examples. Very simple. I was in a bagel shop. I ordered a bagel. This girl ordered a bagel right before me. We're standing there waiting. What makes the most sense, right, in the situation? Oh, what'd you get? That's easy, simple conversation starter, icebreaker. That's all you really need, just something to start the conversation. From there, she tells me, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. She asked me what I got. Oh, I got this one. I love the sauce on this one. Boom, boom, boom. I hear she has an accent. I'm like, oh, I hear you got an accent. Where you from? Just easy. Now we're in a conversation. Now I'm getting, you know what I'm saying? We're connecting, getting to know each other. I asked for the number at the end, right? Cool. Whether it leads to something or whether it doesn't, when you're cold approaching, you never know. That's the whole reason that I don't think it's really that effective. But nonetheless, I was able to engage with a girl that I wanted to engage with, and it went pleasantly, right? Another situation, I told this one, girl at the gym was checking me out in the mirror. I didn't act right away. I waited for time and opportunity, right? That's very, very important. One of my OGs told me that. He's like, time and opportunity. It's not just like, it's not about like just being attractive. You have to pick your spots. You know what I'm saying? You could be a good shooter, but you still pick your spots. You know what I'm saying? Kobe could shoot from anywhere, but he picked his spots. Where's the high percentage shot? Right? That's what I believe in, is taking the high percentage shot. So boom, the high percentage shot was one time, right? After I seen her checking me out in the mirror, I know she likes me. She's upstairs stretching, right? She's stretching in a weird area where it's like next to the Stairmasters. I like to use the Stairmasters. So she's like near the Stairmasters. Not next to me, but just like upstairs near the Stairmasters stretching. And that's not normal. So knowing, okay, the stretching area is downstairs, but it's typically packed, right? It's typically packed. So maybe that's a reason why she came up here. So, okay, I do my thing on the Stairmaster. I go over to the paper towels right next to her. I'm like, oh shit, you up here? That must mean it must be crazy downstairs. I'm not even gonna get a chance to stretch. Like, you know, something along those lines. Boom, that's a conversation starter. That's normal. That's something I could have said to anybody, right? So it's not me coming off as like thirsty or validating her or anything like that. It's just engaging and creating a moment for us to talk. Now, if she's not interested, she's gonna be like, oh yeah, and keep it pushing. And no harm, no foul, right? But she was interested, so she said whatever she said back. Then we get to talking, whatever. Like, oh, you do, this is what you do. Oh, I do this too. Like, we should talk. We should hang out sometime and talk about, you know what I'm saying? And boom, now you're in a conversation. You just need that icebreaker. You just need something to start the conversation, and then you can just go to normal conversation. But if the thing is, guys feel weird about just going up and be like, hey, what's your name? That's not weird either. I've done that. I've gone up to a girl in the gym and be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Like, my name's Marv. I see you all the time. I just want to introduce myself. She's like, okay, yeah, cool. She's like, I haven't seen you here before. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I changed my hairstyle a lot. Like, you know, that's probably why you didn't see me, whatever. Then the next time I seen her, she see me, she's like, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, and now we have a banter, and now we're going back and forth, right? It could have led somewhere. I started talking to another girl, but it could have led somewhere, right? And I just walked up to her and said, hey, how you doing? What's your name? I'm not coming up to her like, hey, I think you're really cute, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not nervous. I'm confident when I'm coming up. That's the main thing. I'm confident when I'm coming up. I make it normal. It's normal because I say it's normal. It's normal for me to have this conversation. Nothing's weird about it. I'm just, what's up? How you doing? Like, I'm interested. I see you all the time. I want to get to know you. That's it. It's not that deep. Like, people think starting conversation is weird. Like, in America, it's not weird. I did have a conversation with a girl from Sweden a few days ago at that event I worked at, and she was saying how in Sweden people are shy. They don't really talk to people like that. They're way more reserved. You don't really talk to strangers. I asked her how the dating world was, like the dating scene. She's like, there's not really a dating scene. Like, it's kind of just like you meet somebody and you stick to them. You know what I'm saying? So in environments like that, okay, you know what I'm saying? I get it. It might be weird to start conversations, so you got to do the social circle thing. But in America, it is not weird to start a conversation with somebody. It's snowing outside, it's raining outside, whatever. I bet those boots are great in the snow. Now you're in a conversation. Oh yeah, they are. Actually, they keep my feet really warm. What brand are those? Talk about that. Oh, okay. Boom. Now you're talking about whatever. You know what I'm saying? You just keep the conversation going. It's normal. It's not like, don't overthink starting a conversation. It's not weird. Only you feel weird about it, and so that's what makes it weird. Is because you feel weird about it. But if you treat it like it's a normal thing, like we've all seen people that started a conversation with somebody and it wasn't a weird thing. Maybe the person is gonna be a little bit thrown off at first, but if you just keep it normal, if you're confident and you stay like calm in the situation, even if they're a little uncomfortable, you stay calm in the situation, like she's gonna get calm in the situation. And if she finds you attractive, because you should be doing this mostly when she's already giving you signs, so she's already going to be receptive to you, right? She's already going to be receptive to you because you saw her stare at you, you saw her smile at you, you saw her whatever, right? So now you can just go up and be like, oh, what's up? Like, if she smiles at you, be more direct. If it's like an obvious sign, like she's looking at you, y'all smiling at each other, you can just go straight for the, hey, what's up, how you doing, what's your name, boom boom boom, and you can get right to business a little bit. You still don't want to be thirsty, but you can kind of you can skip the icebreaker. If y'all staring at each other smiling, okay, you don't need the icebreaker. Like, that is the icebreaker. But if that's not what happened, if it's a situation where, you know what I'm saying, you've seen her, she work out in front of you, or she's just hovering around you, whatever, you can just go and be like, hey, what's up? You know, start the conversation on whatever the situation is. And she'll be very receptive, right? So don't make it such a big deal, and practice it. This is the thing that I think is useful about cold approach, is you just practice doing it. Because you might not always catch the signs of a girl, you know, checking you out or whatever these things are until you get really sharp at it. So you need to just practice the conversation, though, because you want to be good for the times when you do see the sign, and then you go up and talk. You want to be well seasoned already. You want to already have some practice under your belt, so you can just practice with girls that are just like not giving you signs, just cold approaching. That's the benefit of cold approaching, in my opinion. Will you get some girls? Yeah, I told you I'll tell you times where it's worked. So one time I'm in the like a bar type of thing, and this girl comes in, her body looked crazy. I was like, oh wow, like I want that. So she goes in, she walks into the thing. I don't just jump up and run and be like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing all that. But I see her, I'm like, okay, next time I see her, I'm gonna go up to her. The next time I see her though, she's leaving. Like, she's leaving. So I was like, all right, I'm not about to force it and go crazy. Like, I guess I missed it. Then she comes back in because she wants to take a picture. So now I'm like, all right, this is my moment. So I stand up, I go, she's taking the picture. She starts walking away, but I'm already like within earshot of her. So I'm like, hey, excuse me. You know, I'm like, how you doing? She's like, oh, I'm good. I'm like, yeah, I just thought you were really cute. I would love for us to hang out sometime. Easy, simple, right? Get right to the point. She's leaving, so I can't really create a conversation, right? Like, let's say I'm in the bagel shop and the girl's leaving. I'm not gonna be like, hey, what bagel did you get? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. If she's leaving a place, all right, you got to be a little bit more direct. So that's why in that situation, I was direct. And what happened? She was like, okay, yeah. She happened to be like foreign. She was Italian. She was on vacation. And she was like, yeah, okay, cool. Let's exchange numbers. So she did that. Boom. Oh, she was from, well, it doesn't matter where she was from, but boom, next day we hang out, I smashed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's easy, simple. It can be like that, but that doesn't happen that often, right? That doesn't happen that often. Another time that happened, I was in the gym. This girl, I used to see her all the time. I was like, oh my gosh, her body is crazy. I want to talk to her. I never did. I was like, let me hold off. And then one day I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna go up and talk to her. One day she's walking by, I'm like, hey, excuse me. Catch her attention. I'm like, you are very attractive. I'm like, let's go out sometime. And she was like, okay, let's do it. And she exchanged numbers with me. We went out, went on a date, right? So it can happen if you are direct. The thing is the confidence. That's the main thing, is the confidence. When you go up, you make whatever you're saying feel normal. You have to make it feel normal, because if you don't feel normal, if you don't make it feel normal, she's not going to feel normal. She's going to feel like, this is weird. Why is he doing this? This feels uncomfortable. I don't want to be in this situation anymore. Yeah, here's my number. And then she's just going to bounce. Or, no, I have a boyfriend, sorry. Like, she's just going to bounce. If you're confident, if you come up confident, even if there was one time a girl had a boyfriend. She had a boyfriend. The boyfriend would go to the gym. For some reason, I never seen her with the boyfriend until literally like 2 days after I approached her. Then all of a sudden, the boyfriend's showing up. I swear I'd never seen him before. I seen him in the gym, but I never seen them interacting. Then I seen them interacting after that, but whatever. So I go up to her. I'm like, yo, you are cute as fuck. I was like, you got, like, can I get your number? Whatever I said. Can I get your number? Can we hang out? Something like that. And she's like smiling. I could see her looking at me all seductively. She's like, well, I have a boyfriend. And me personally, once they say that, I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm not about to fight it. I'm not about to try to, maneuver around it. There's other girls who are not going to say that. You know what I'm saying? Whether you have one or not. She happened to have one, but I'm not trying to figure it out. So I was like, all right, cool. Boom. Next time I see her, this girl is like smiling at me, trying to get my attention. I'm looking at her like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? What do you want? But because I came up so confident, I feel like I could have still got her number. And I've done that before with other girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell stories all day, but like, if you're confident, there's a huge difference between how that interaction is going to go and how an interaction is going to go if you're not confident. It's a huge difference. And the main factor is the confidence. You got to have that. You got to make it seem normal, like you're comfortable doing what you're doing. That is the main point. That is the main thing. All right, so fellas, that's the video for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. You have to be confident, right, when you're trying to create conversation. Don't overthink it. It's not weird unless you make it weird. Just go up, talk to her regular. Say something regular to her if you're not comfortable going directly, right? But you can go directly. It can work. Especially if she sends you a sign. It can work. But it can work even if she doesn't send you a sign. Like, signs are just going to narrow it down, right? So this girl is just more likely for things to go further if she gives you signs. Whereas another girl, it's more of a shot in the dark, right? It's less of a high percentage shot. Can you hit a low percentage shot? You absolutely can. It's just not a high percentage shot. You're just more likely to hit a high percentage shot, right? So that's when you see the signs, that's a high percentage shot. When you cold approaching, it's a low percentage shot. You can hit both of them. The main thing is you go up with confidence and create a conversation, right? You go up with confidence when you create a conversation. That's the main thing. All right, fellas, so drop some more conversation starters for the guys who don't really know, who, you know what I'm saying, if those examples weren't enough, if they need other examples, something more specific or closely related to them, maybe they'll resonate with something you say, but drop it in the comments. Yeah, man, this is a very, very important one, so I hope a lot of people listen to this. It's a very important skill. It's necessary. You have to have conversation with women, so you might as well learn how to start one. All right, fellas, coaching calls in the description box, in the bio. Follow me on Instagram, and y'all know what it is. It's mind over matter, marvel over matter. Let's get it.